So Matt Olson to the Braves. So I'm a Braves fan, as you can see. Got this Ronald Acuna All-Star jersey. I'll have to get another one this year because he will be back, and Matt Olson will also be at the All-Star game this year. So yeah, they'll be there. Matt Olson to the Braves for Christian Pache, Shea Langoliers, and two other prospects. So when I first saw this, I think everybody's reaction was Freddie Freeman's not coming back. But listen, I know that this was probably a very hard thing to do for Alex Anthopoulos. You know, he's a franchise icon. He's been there his whole career. I mean, it's Freddie Freeman, the best first baseman in all of baseball. But us, the Braves got Matt Olson, who's a top 3 first baseman in all of baseball, and he's like 5 years younger than Freddie Freeman. Matt Olson is only 27. He grew up in Atlanta. He was an all-star last year. He's gotten better every single year of his career. He hit 39 homers last year and 111 ribbies. Like last year, he had more homers than Freddie, more ribbies than Freddie, a higher OPS than Freddie, and a higher WAR than Freddie. And he was an all-star. He was in the home run derby. Like, Matt Olson is a pretty dang good plan B for the Braves, and he's got 2 gold gloves, so he brings that defense too. But I really like this move for Alex Anthopoulos because, you know, listen, the Athletics are retooling. That's no secret. They're trading a lot of players, and I don't know if they're going to wait around when they got teams like the Yankees. You know, I know the Rangers were in Matt Olson. They have all these teams for Matt Olson, and especially like if the Dodgers lose out on Freddie Freeman, then they probably pivot to Matt Olson maybe. So I think this is Alex Anthopoulos jumping out in front of it. I didn't think he was confident about re-signing Freddie. So instead of like entering this bidding war with the Dodgers and taking it down to the last second, because if Freddie Freeman don't sign for another week or two, then I mean camps are starting, opening days in less than a month, spring training games start in 2 days. And, you know, players need to start signing. We haven't seen a lot of these big names come off the board. And for Alex Anthopoulos, I really like this move because he's jumping out ahead of it. He's jumping out and getting Matt Olson because what if you know the Braves go down to the wire with the Padres, with the Blue Jays, with the Dodgers, with the Yankees, and the Red Sox now for Freddie Freeman? You know, you have a lot of other competition. What if you miss out on them? And what if the Rangers deal Matt Olson? You lose Freddie Freeman, you don't get Matt Olson, and then now your plan 3 option is Rizzo, which I love Rizzo. Rizzo's a dang good player. But you can't just miss out on Freddie Freeman and miss out on Olson. So I like this Alex Anthopoulos going out there and just getting Matt Olson, you know, and imagine if they would have waited till Freddie Freeman signed, and Freddie Freeman signs with the Dodgers. You know, could you imagine? The Athletics asking price would probably be a lot higher, so he'd have to give up a lot more. So I like it because you can't lose Freddie and not replace him with someone like that. And Matt Olson is almost on the same level as Freddie, baseball-wise. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about on the field. Matt Olson's like a pretty good player, and he'll fill this hole for the Braves. And I know a lot of Braves fans were mad, but I think we all thought this was a pretty good chance of happening, and it did happen. I don't know where Freddie's going to go now, but, you know, we got Freddie that ring. Freddie got the city of Atlanta that ring, and now we move on to Matt Olson. And we made the playoffs last year without Mike Soroka, without Marcell Ozuna, without Mike Soroka, without Ozuna, without Ronald Acuna. Charlie Morton got injured in the first game. He only threw a few innings. So we won the World Series against a really good Astros team, and we beat teams like the Brewers, like the Dodgers, who are really, really good without those players. And we have those players coming back. Acuna's going to be back in hopefully May. Mike Soroka, hopefully he'll be back this year. I think he will. You know, and Marcell Ozuna's back. And now, you know, they still got moves to make, but Charlie Morton is back, and he'll hopefully be able to pitch in the World Series this year. Hopefully the Braves make it again. But, you know, if the Braves go in the World Series without all those pieces, and yet they get all those pieces back plus some, like, I can only imagine. The Braves are going to be really, really good this year. And when Matt Olson's hitting 400-foot bombs over the chop house, and when he's hitting 40-plus bombs in the middle of this order, I think all the Braves fans will be okay. But I think it's hard for anyone to imagine Freddie Freeman not being in an Atlanta Braves jersey. But Matt Olson makes a lot of sense for this club, and I think I'm really happy with this move as a Braves fan. I know that Pache struggled in hitting wise in the limited experiences he's been with us, but his ceiling is like through the roof. Like, this kid has a very bright future, I think, and hopefully the Athletics are able to help him get there. He goes to the Athletics where he gets a chance to be an everyday starter, where he has a chance to be one of the pieces of the future before he does really good and has to get paid. And, the Athletics, hopefully they'll be making more money then, so they just have to stop just selling and giving away these franchise icons. The A's fans, I feel sorry for them. But Pache, I really like him, and hopefully he does really well, and hopefully he pans out for them. We just have a lot of outfielders, and to get something good, you have to give up something good. To get a star player, you have to give up a lot, and we had to do that. And the other big piece of this trade, I think, was Shea Langoliers. Shea Langoliers, I thought, was probably going to be our catcher of the future. We have Darno for a couple more years, and then we have William Contreras. And I was just thinking, okay, the Braves have all these extra outfielders with Drew Waters. We have Acuna. We have, every year we might go out and sign a free agent, and Michael Harris, Christian Pache. Like, we got all these good outfielders, and then we have Darno, we have Manny Pena now, and then we have Langoliers and William Contreras, and it's like we have so much depth. I mean, William Contreras and Shea Langoliers, there's only one catcher position. I know we have the DH now, but there's only one catcher position, so we need to figure out who we think is going to be the catcher of the future, and then trade away one of them while their value is still good, and the same thing in the outfield. We have a lot of outfielders, and Christian Pache, we had to trade him because we have a lot of outfielders. But Shea Langoliers is a dang good hitter. He's been tearing it up in the minor leagues. He's going to be the catcher of the Athletics. He's going to be a future catcher of the Oakland Athletics, and he's going to be a really good player if they want him there. I know they have Sean Murphy, but maybe they trade him. But, I mean, I don't know. I just like this move for the Braves, and it's going to be okay. You saw what happened last year. We arguably have a better team than last year. We arguably have a better team than the team we had that won the World Series. And Alex Anthopoulos isn't done. We still need to get a few outfielders. I know he was in on Justin Verlander, and he was in on Nelson Cruz. I know we got our big bat now, so we're probably not going to go after like someone like that. But I think we try to bring back Jorge Soler, Eddie Rosario, or Jock, or maybe one or two of them, and maybe we get another starter. It looks like Charlie Morton's going to be there. Ian Anderson's going to be there. And Mike Soroka's going to be coming back. We still have Fried. So I don't think the Braves have to go out and get an arm. But if you want to upgrade, then I think they need to do that, because the Mets are getting better. The Dodgers, if they get Freddie Freeman, they're going to get better. Even though they lost Scherzer and Seager, the Dodgers and the Padres are still really good teams. And maybe a reliever or two, because we lost Chris Martin. We lost a few other ones. I really like the pickup of Kirby Yates, but Matt Olson to the Braves, it's a big trade. It's a big blockbuster trade, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited of what he's going to do, and we extended him today. He's going to be here until at least 2029. We found our first baseman for the future. We have Acuna and Albies on long-term cheap deals. So the Braves are going to be competitive for a long time. They could be potentially a next dynasty. You look at that rotation. Fried, Soroka. Soroka's been injured, but when he's healthy, we saw what he could do. He was an all-star in his rookie season. People are forgetting how good this kid was. We have Max Fried at that rotation to be our ace for years to come. We have Acuna, Albies, who they're not going to slow down. We have Riley. Will Riley take a step, And what are Michael Harris? What are Drew Waters going to do? So the Braves are going to be good for a long time. And I just don't think taking away one player affects that. We lost our best player for all the season and still won the World Series in Acuna. We're going to be okay. The Braves are going to be okay. They're probably going to win this division, and we'll see what happens in the playoffs. But I really like this pickup for the Braves. And Alex Anthopoulos, he won us the World Series. He won the World Series for the Braves. He should got MVP votes for what he was able to do at the trade deadline last year. And I think Braves fans just need to trust in Alex A.